2 miles away, a string of horses trotted through the night. 3 of them carried captives, expertly gagged and bound. A 4th pulled a rough travois, on which the luggage lay trussed and netted and silent. Helena softly called the column to a halt, and beckoned one of her men to her. "Are you quite sure?" she said. "I can't hear anything." "I saw troll shapes," he said flatly. She looked around. The trees had thinned out here. There was a lot of scree, and ahead of them the track led towards a bald, rocky hill that looked especially unpleasant by red starlight. She was worried about the track. It was extremely old, but something had made it, and trolls took a lot of killing. She sighed. Suddenly it looked as though that secretarial career was not such a bad option at that. Not for the first time, she reflected that there were many drawbacks to being a swordswoman, not least of which was that men didn't take you seriously until you'd actually killed them, by which time it didn't really matter anyway. Then there was all the leather, which brought her out in a rash but seemed to be unbreakably traditional. And then there was the ale. It was all right for the likes of Harun the Barbarian or Simba the Assassin to carouse all night in low bars, but Helena drew the line at it unless they sold proper drinks in small glasses, preferably with a cherry in. And as for the toilet facilities... But she was too big to be a thief, too honest to be an assassin, too intelligent to be a wife, and too proud to enter the only other female profession generally available. So she'd become a swordswoman, and had been a good one, amassing a modest fortune that she was carefully husbanding for a future that she hadn't quite worked out yet, but which would certainly include a bidet, if she had anything to say about it. There was a distant sound of splintering timber. Trolls had never seen the point of walking around trees. She looked up at the hill again. 2 arms of high ground swept away to right and left, and up ahead was a large outcrop with, she squinted, some caves in it. Troll caves. But maybe a better option than blundering around at night, and come sun-up there'd be no problem. She leaned across to Gunseer, leader of the gang of Moorpork mercenaries. She wasn't very happy about him. It was true that he had the muscles of an ox, and the stamina of an ox. The trouble was that he seemed to have the brain of an ox as well, and the viciousness of a ferret. Like most of the lads in downtown Moorpork, he'd have cheerfully sold his granny for glue, and probably had. "We'll head for the caves and light a big fire in the entrance," she said. "Trolls don't like fire." He gave her a look which suggested he had his own ideas about who should be giving the orders. But his lips said, "You're the boss?" "Right." Helena looked back at the 3 captives. That was the box, all right. Trumon's description had been absolutely accurate. But neither of the men looked like a wizard, not even a failed wizard.
End of CD 4.